Hey guys, Lucario here. I wanted to take a moment to talk to you all about something that has been weighing down on me for a while. If you've been following this channel for a while, you may have noticed a significant slowdown in content, particularly with my crime videos. There's been a lot going on here and there, and in this video, I am going to address all of it and what happens to crime videos going forward after this year. How did we get to this situation? Well, we need to rewind to 2022. So those that don't remember what happened in 2022, or if you're new to this is what happened in 2022 that got me into the position I am in today. In January 2022, I lost my original Instagram account to a Nigerian scammer, and ever since then, I struggled to stay motivated to post on Instagram, as if you follow it, I don't really post that much as I used to back when I had the original account. That was the beginning of the start of trouble. But then what happened after that became an even bigger situation. In high school, I was going through a personal issue, particularly with this one girl who kept nagging and annoying me so much. And I just remember one day I couldn't take her arrogance anymore, so I just had no other choice but to spit at her, and then that's when things just went really bad. Obviously, I got in trouble for that and I got warned for that. But honestly, I was surprised that I didn't get detention or suspension. But what happened in that aftermath was putting me at risk of suspension or even expulsion. Heck, even jail time. Because this is what happened after that incident. Because I was so livid by that, I ended up going to social media, particularly Instagram, and I started lashing out against the girl. And I said some, let's just say, not nice things, and I even made a threat of putting her in the hospital or something like that. Not only that, but I also said I'm not going to apologize to the girl, and I also said something of, if I have to apologize, I will vomit. So yeah, you can say Lucario was being vague and toxic online. And obviously, I ended up getting another strike. I didn't get a strike on Instagram, surprisingly, but I did get another strike from the school. Basically, I got in trouble. Because somebody likely screen recorded or screenshotted the stories with the crude and cruel comments and death threats I made towards her, that's what got me in trouble. Not only did I get in trouble with my parents for that, but that incident made me a cringe lord. That situation is what started everything. Because of that incident, I was added to a group chat in which the purpose was to help from this, but instead, things just turned out worse. Instead of the people in the group chat helping me, they decided to take advantage of that situation and use it to just abuse me. I remember there was a heated argument on the group chat, and instead of the admin doing something, the admin chose to kick me out. And that really upsetted me because I remember all those words that were being said to me behind a screen, and it hurt so bad that I broke down when I came back from school. I just couldn't take the online abuse from them. And trust me, this would go on to get worse. Instead of the people in the group chat helping me, which were my classmates, instead they decided to add fuel to the fire and just make things worse. Because what came after graduation was just the beginning of the end. Back when I used to follow the dude on Instagram before I blocked him, he and his friends went to the arcade without me. And then after him and his friends went to the arcade, they went to a burger joint to eat, and that's what really started this problem. When I asked to be invited to the next hangout, they just told me to fuck off. And I'm just like, what did I do to not get invited? And because I don't feel comfortable saying the dude's name, and since I don't want to use his real name, I'm just going to use a random name. We'll call him Sasorius. According to one of Sasorius' friends, Sasorius didn't want me on any of the hangouts. And when I asked Sasorius why he didn't want me on hangouts, he just went off topic asking me for favors. Instead of asking the real question, he decides to go to another question and starts asking me for more favors, like I'm a pawn. That hangout is what ultimately made me lose respect for Sasorius. And not only that, the situation would go on to get worse during the summer of 2022. Not only during the summer of 2022 did Sasorius and his friends become more crude and vague towards me, but July of that year, I realized I was going through an issue, which I called the fake friend arc. Once a person outside Sasori's group blocked me, like this was someone I knew in high school, because he blocked me for no apparent reason. That's when I realized I was going through a lot of fake friends. Fast forward to January 2023, I blocked Sasori's and his affiliates for causing all that fake friend damage to me in 2022. Many people thought, oh, you did it, you moved on, you finally got rid of the negativity, problem solved, right? Well, I wish that was the case. But unfortunately, this was what happened that followed in the aftermath. What followed in the aftermath because of a traitor leaking information was a wave of crude and cruel comments towards me, including death threats. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I received death threats for blocking a narcissist. For choosing peace over narcissist, I got death threats. So not only did I get and receive death threats for that, but I also ended up losing 7 followers because of that. 4 of them, who were my classmates, chose to block me to side with the narcissist than to side with me. Ladies and gentlemen, that was just unbelievable. I can't believe them. Not only do they choose to side and enable a narcissist, but for me to get death threats over choosing peace over toxicity, it just goes to show you what these kids are really on. That these kids really don't care. All they want is thug life than peace. Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I did nothing wrong for this. I did nothing wrong to be trashed like this. But instead, because I found my own ambitions to choose peace over narcissism, they decide to scream and throw an extreme crash out. So much so that my mental health broke just because I made a good choice. Stuff like this is the reason why some people like life without social media. This is why people honestly just want to go back to a time when there was no social media. No TikTok, no Instagram, no Facebook. It was just normal life functioning. We live in a world where we can weaponize screens, where people can say all this awful and nasty stuff to people, because we have a problem where we can't say certain things to people in the real world, but you have the guts to say it behind a screen, because you can't see emotions behind a screen. You just see text and words behind a screen. You don't see faces. You just see words on a screen. So that's why we have cyberbullies who take advantages of these social medias, these Snapchats and Facebooks, because they can't see emotion. And ladies and gentlemen, sometimes this trolling just goes way too far. Whether it's extreme cruel comments, extreme death threats, doxing, or even swatting, it's just an unfortunate reality we live in, where we can just do stuff like this and get away with it. Like, this is why people need to honestly stop doing this. Honestly, after what happened last year, this is why Saucery and his peers will never get unblocked. After all the heartbreak and headaches they gave me last year, this is why they will never, and I repeat, they will never get unblocked. No matter how many times they try to pressure me, they will never break it. Because I will not unblock thugs like them who will continue to hurt me and hurt others to the point where I can't take it anymore. At the end of the day, after all that mess they created for me last year, they will never be unblocked, they will never be forgiven, and they will never be welcomed back to my life again. Unblocking scum like that will only create more issues for me. So if you're wondering why there hasn't been that many videos lately, it's because of scum like them last year who broke me to the point where my mental state collapsed. Because of those awful people, now that brings us to what happens to crime videos going forward after this year. After this year, it's safe to say at least that I will be officially ending the crime videos. I will repeat this again. After 2024, crime videos will be cancelled officially in 2025. Why? It's because not only are these videos no longer relevant, but like I just mentioned, it's because of my mental health declining, which has led me to lose motivation and energy to make and produce the videos. And you can also blame procrastination and my mental health, which has made it impossible to create or even plan the videos. I understand and I know it's heartbreaking to end the series, but producing the videos nowadays has become incredibly stressful, especially when I don't know any legal knowledge. And with everything that happened in 2023, I just knew I had to end the series. This isn't how the series was supposed to end, and this is not how I expected it to end, but regardless, the series wasn't going to last forever at the end of the day. However, before I cancel the series for good, I'm going to make and release a couple of final crime videos. Once the final episode is made and released, crime videos will be over with for good, and new content will be phased in. While it's bittersweet to say goodbye to crime videos after this year, be hopeful for the new era that's coming to this channel soon. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for your support. It was an honor doing this, yet alone sacrificing my mental health just to please you all. Next year, be prepared to see a whole lot of new things on this page as we move forward, and I hope you will join me for the next phase of this channel. Thank you all for everything, and I'll see you all next year. Peace.